July 2011. I was getting to the point where I was afraid of being a small fish in a very big pond, not being listened to, and I thought it was time to be part of a brand that was going somewhere and being listened to. I think the uniformity, I think being seen as being part of Fix brings you credibility, and the training. What you see is what you get, and every body shop works the same way. We are turning over less, but earning more through the training. I'm not affecting my cash flow with parts purchases. The labour content of every job has gone up. We're selling more of our core product, being the labour. A professional body shop prepared to invest and move with the times. Not to think I know best all the time, because we don't. These guys are out there in the marketplace listening to what the insurers want, or the work providers, and coming back and saying, this is what they want. We can do this as a group, but we have to do it as a group. We all have to do it the same way. We'd been aware of Fix since they came to the UK, really. Went to some of their early road shows. At that point, I thought their business model was wrong. I think they were attracting not the wrong type of shop, but were accepting people who now probably wouldn't get accepted through the strict criteria they've got of membership now. I don't think I was ready to change to start with. I couldn't see the progression that was going on within Fix. By 2011, I'd seen how far they'd taken the business forward, the different criteria that had to be met to gain entry into it. I think it now will only accept sound businesses. So if you're doing it as a last resort and you're on your last legs, you're not going to get in anyway, because your business will not stand up to the strict criteria. Where will you be in 3 years? We've all had that thought. I, for one, was that arrogant and thought I didn't need anybody else. Then when one thing falls over, what support do you have? Where's the next idea coming from? There is a strength in numbers, and I think more and more insurers, although they like the independent body shop, they don't want 50, 100 touch points. They want one controlling body that can bring to their party all these independent shops with a common best practice that helps them, the insurer, achieve their goals. I think they've moved away from purely cost. I think they want customer satisfaction more now, and I think everybody singing from the same hymn sheet helps that to come to the table. I believe so. I looked at it, what could I go and do on my own with that investment? And it's nothing compared to what Fix can do. You couldn't employ a marketing consultant for a third of a year for what we pay. And what would that consultant bring to my company? Just going out saying, the old Four Elms, this is what they can do for you. It's easier when you've got the big boys on your side talking to the right calibre of people. A marketing consultant on his own or salesman could not get in front of the right level of person at the insurers now. And I think that was one of the final things that made me commit. I was trying to speak to people that I knew in the industry. They don't want to talk to you anymore. You're not big enough. I think on the whole it's what I expected it to be. We've become more uniform within our company. I think Fix has had a big learning curve this year as well with the gains and successes they've had. So it may even be further down the line than I thought it would be by this point. I wasn't expecting it. The big gains they've had in year one. Yes, they were nice, but I wasn't expecting to benefit from all of those. I didn't go in purely on a work provision basis. I went in to join like-minded people and to get round the right tables. And they've certainly done that. It took a lot of soul searching, really. My father started the company nearly 50 years ago. It's always been Four Elms. When I went to him and said, look, I think for the future of the company we need to do this, he said, what about the name? I said, do you want a name or a company still going? If we're not at the party in 3 to 5 years' time, there may not be a Four Elms full stop. Then I looked at what we'd done with other parts of the business. My petrol sites, they're Jet. Everyone knows them as Jet sites. They don't know them as Four Elms. My mechanical workshop is a Bosch Car Service Centre. We understand the importance of a brand. So I think, although yes, it was the last bit that was really known as Four Elms, and it was painful to get rid of the name, but it would be more painful to not have the name. So I think I decided to swallow my pride and think, okay, we can work this. It's still Four Elms behind the scene, but it's badged as Fix in front of the building, and that's what it is. Again, as I said to my father, is it a name or a company still there? If you can't swallow your pride to say, okay, there's a bigger thing out here than my name, it's a very arrogant way to be, and I think in those circumstances pride may well come before a fall. Look at where you want to be and if you want to be there in 3 to 5 years, because I think less and less insurers are going to be talking to the smaller shops. Don't think we actually had any. I think if you approach it in the right way and explain why you're doing it, to give a better service to your customer base, that it's still the same structure and company behind the name, it's just a brand change. I think as long as you approach it in the right way, people accept it. If you don't tell them, they think, oh God, what's happened there? But if you're upfront about why you're doing it and follow the process, and Fix have the letters ready and the notice to send to people to say why you're doing it, people accept it and move forward with you.